Hi, I'm Jeff Cooperstein, and welcome to Justice in Pittsburgh. This venue has been established to attempt to obtain proper justice for a female Pittsburgh police officer who was sexually assaulted by a fellow officer after a party. Allegheny County District Attorney Stephen Zapala refuses to prosecute, and his punishment, the suspect's punishment, was a 2-day suspension. The attempt of this venue is to try to get this back into the public light and provide enough factual information and elements to the crime where the district attorney might revisit the case. And that is the goal here. There is help. People are helping on the outside or trying to, looking into it, to understand why there was no prosecution. Well, in these cases, that's pretty simple. It turns into a he said, she said. Okay, and where it used to be that justice was the goal of our court system, now they're keeping score. So it's about winning and losing. And sometimes people who have been victimized fall through the cracks. There's a very good possibility that District Attorney Stephen Zapala has never read this case, seen this case, or read any part of this letter. It could have gone to a assistant district attorney, looked over, thought he didn't have enough, put in a pile on his desk, and it might have just got signed off like everything else. The whole purpose of this is to make it loud enough where he can't do that. He has to at least read it and then come up with a viable answer for why he's not going to prosecute the case. Well, let's get on with trying to show sexual, sexual contact here. Okay. First off, as a fact, this victim learned that it's not the first time a female officer has alleged misconduct against the person of interest, Aaron Fetty. The victim also learned that Aaron Fetty told officers he, quote unquote, got laid. Okay, that's the admission against self-interest that might be allowed into court that could hang this guy. And she also learned that Aaron Fetty claimed that he, quote unquote, got laid, and it's in the OMI report. And this is true. This is a fact. So pretty much Aaron Fetty has gone on to where he's exaggerating. In his testimony to OMI, that's basically what he said. He said he was exaggerating about everything. And this could be the truth. But with Aaron Fetty, was he telling the truth back then when he said he got laid? Or is there a possibility, is he telling the truth now when he says he didn't get laid? So that's a tough one. And that's where the district attorney runs into these problems. But you have a victim here whose testimony is credible, solid, and gold. And I believe, along with his admission, if it gets in, that this case would probably never see the inside of a courtroom. And that kind of, that's okay too. Anyhow, she did some experiments on herself with, drinking to see if she got drunk and stuff. And all that is pretty much useless because it's not going to be admitted, and it's for her own personal, knowledge. In my opinion, okay, because of how drunk she describes herself after 3 drinks, these drinks were either being made with 2 shots of alcohol or some additional substance was being added in. I have spoken to a neurologist about different substances that could cause this incontinence and this type of alcohol poisoning is basically what you were dealing with here. And you are looking at Rohypnol, which is very hard to get a hold of, and some sort of benzodiazepine like Valium or Xanax or clonazepam, or any oxycodone. Oxycontin, oxycodone, hydrocodone put into alcohol is going to seriously mess you up. And if you're not used to it, you could, get violently ill. Other points here that she goes into some other things here. Okay, as for Wendell Hissage, I guess is how you pronounce it, declining to dismiss Aaron Fetty and give him a 2 or 3 day suspension, that also goes back to District Attorney Stephen Zappala's decisions. So we have sexual touching, or at least some sort of sexual indecency going on here. Okay, through admission, through her memory, it's still something that, why not let a jury decide this? If that's what he wants to do. I mean, I personally believe the man would be an absolute fool to go before a jury. Um, Look, the guy's wrong, and that's all there is to it. He shouldn't be a cop. She goes on to describe her opinion of Aaron Fetty, and also that she very, very upset with the fact that this is how they value a female police officer. 2-day suspension for sexual assault. Nobody's going to come forward again, and that's bad. It's kind of like any fake allegation, or any real allegation that gets dismissed, which is even worse. One of her big fears was that she wouldn't be believed, and she was. The district attorney believed her totally, because in going through the letter, there's no way not to. Again, as she says herself, nobody would tell this type of story to 1,000 people and have it out there unless they believed that justice would be obtained. So at this point in time, she says that at her hearing, she had nobody representing her. Well, I'm representing you. There's other people out there representing you, and we're going to get this done. We will just keep trying. It's persistence. It is, it's basically integrity and honesty against a bad dude, and that's the way it goes down, and that's the way it's going to finish. So let me see if I have something else. There was something else I was looking at here. I heard something in a movie that was really interesting, and I forget which one. You hear something unspeakable happens to somebody you don't know, and you do something about it because you can. Well, we're going to go with that. Jeff out, and I will talk to you in a few days. Thank you for listening.